You're live with Ike Diaz. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I hope you caught it. Ike Diaz Live, Vlog 6 on the new channel. So once again, I want to thank you for stopping by. If you do get here through the day, like I said, uh, have an awesome day. We're out here in Colorado. It's snowing. So I'm doing a recap from last night. There was a lot of questions that popped up. Like it was the same old questions I've heard over and over and over. And so I just wanted to get on the air and kind of recap it. And then I also wanted to talk about Truth, Celebrate Truth put out a video yesterday about the Trump thing where he was talking to the guys on the ISS or whatever, and about trying to go to Mars by 2020. So it was pretty interesting, you know. Oh, here it is right here. So I pulled it up. I'll put the link in the description. It's just a picture of it. Hopefully it comes up, guys, because I am screen sharing. Yeah, there it goes. Let me check one thing real quick. Ike Diaz Live. So yeah, I'll be talking about that here pretty soon, and then I'm gonna go through some questions from last night that I didn't get a chance to address because I was trying to. Last night I was trying to do like maybe a 10-minute broadcast, and it turned into be over 2 hours, which I don't mind. I was just wore out, and I was trying to get to sleep early last night, and some guys came in and they just yeah, there was a couple trolling. I'll be honest with you, there were a couple trolling, because I was talking flat Earth, and like I said, flat Earth's out. Everybody knows. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like if we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it now before they do have some changes in the rules. And right now, flat Earth is a hot topic. It's on the go, and they want. I don't have all the answers. You know what I mean? I don't have all the answers to everything, but I do have some good input and some good opinions that I can add. So when you see this, some of this stuff, it's a lot of trolling. Let me see if it pops up now, because I didn't write the questions down. Oh yeah, I know how to get to it. There was only a few questions that really got them. There were some actually good ones. They actually made some good points. So like I said, even if they believe in flat Earth, or if they believe in ball Earth, everybody has good questions, good opinions. You know what I mean? So let's see. Yeah, I had to take like about 4 people out last night, because they were just getting too rowdy. That's the other thing I don't understand, is why people get so upset. Like people who believe in the ball Earth, why do they get so upset when flat earthers talk about flat Earth? This is the podcast from last night, so broadcast. So if you get a chance, go by and check it out. And the 4 people I kicked out, they must have put the dislike on there for me. And then I got another 4. I usually get about 4 or 5 dislikes every time I do a podcast. But I usually I don't know, if you look at most of my I usually get a couple hundred likes. It's only been like 10 hours or something since I did that. Or 14 hours, my bad. I was thinking 10, but 14 hours. But so I really wanted to just, there were some questions that I wanted to answer. For the guys that were in here last night. So if they pop up again, we could talk to them a little bit more about. Okay, so here's one right here. Sun sets below the curve. Okay. So I did an experiment. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Colorado. There's a concert place called they always change the name, so I forget, but it's I always call it the Greens. It's down I-25, South I-25, and they have the summer jam there and everything. So we were on the lawn. So I know a lot of people know what I'm talking about when I say the lawn. Um, and back there with maybe 1,000 people or something. So I did an experiment there, guys. And so Scott Parker from last night says sun sets below the curve. Okay, realistically, scientifically, the sun sets below the curve. So what I did just with my iPhone, it's if you ever been to the Rocky Mountains, if you ever been to Colorado, it's beautiful when the sun sets. So while the concert was going on, the sun was setting, and the sun was pretty much gone. You could barely see the top of the sun, right? You could barely see the top of the sun. This was one experiment I did, and I showed it to hundreds of people, and they were just shocked. They just like couldn't believe it. I was just going around showing people like, I wasn't like saying the earth is flat, the earth is flat. I was just like, check this out, check this out. And people were just looking. We were like 20 or 30 deep. There was a lot of us. So I showed everybody in my party. By the time it got around to everybody else was trying to experiment too. So it was pretty crazy. So it was setting behind the mountains in the Rocky Mountains, and there was only maybe less than a quarter of the sun above the mountains. And when I pulled out my iPhone and I put my iPhone on the sunset, the sun was completely back in view. Completely back in view. You could see the sun. And everybody was running around looking at this. They were singing, drinking, and running around looking at the sun back in view. And it was just a basic experiment. But when I remember that popped up last night, but they were talking about the moon because I said that we're going to have a guest on them. My friend's trying to take it there. They've been working it out for us to have the guest on. I'll talk about it a little later. So they were like, well, maybe they can get the moon back into view once it goes over the curvature. So yes, if you take out your iPhone works. The new Samsungs, they work. If you take them out and you put them over towards the west, the sunset, and here in Colorado, the way I did it, I just aimed it towards the mountains, and like I said, the sun was almost completely gone, and I have hundreds of witnesses that will say this, and people filmed it and everything, everybody that was there. And the sun was completely back in view. Now, how does that happen, especially if it's going behind the mountains? So, I don't have all the answers, guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't look to me for all the answers. But this was an experiment that I wrote down that I continue to talk about when I do broadcasts or I podcast or whatever I decide to do. So, so that was one question that I wanted just to get out the way. Yes, the sun. I don't know about the moon. I have to do I film so much of the moon. I'm gonna have to try that with the moon because the moon's different though. Because the moon just stays there. It don't like the sun moves all day long from the morning to the night. It moves. Well, the sun or the sun moves. The moon just sits there most of the time, so you don't really know when it's gonna go out of your perspective. You don't really know. But if I get a chance to see it move like that, I will. Like a time lapse, I'll have to do a time lapse, and I'll have to do that. So that's the question. So there you go, Scott Parker. Yes, I have done that experiment just for you. Okay, so Jimbo, this is I'll put this down as a question, but it's not a question, but if you jump in the chat, make sure if you're here, make sure you say hi. Make sure you say hi so I know you're around. But thanks for the people that are watching. You guys are all awesome. You guys are all totally awesome. Jimbo's a pretty cool dude. He's a flat earther. He put E equals MC squared. which was Einstein's theory of relativity, and basically the gravity. And remember, like I said over and over last night. Last night's video was only supposed to be 10 minutes, ended up 2 hours. But anyway, the theory of gravity it's just a theory. Remember that. It's just a theory, guys. It's just a theory. That's what it's taught as fact, but it's just a theory. But back to E equals MC squared. The real answer for that is F equals M times A. Okay? Or square time, or whatever. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. So force equals matter times acceleration. Force equals matter times acceleration. See, that's what Einstein should have said. But if Einstein would have, if I could speak right now, sorry about that, guys. I usually don't do broadcasts during the day. I usually do them at night. But if he would have said that, you think he would have got famous? E equals MC squared. Everybody knows that's been a meme for, before even memes were popular. So, but if you really want to look it up, just look up F equals M times A. That's all you got to look up, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about. So there's two. Let's see what else we had here. Yeah, I was getting rowdy in the comments last night. I was like shocked, like that we're missing a bunch of people because they were talking a lot of stuff. So like I said, we had to knock them out of the comments. Let me check something real quick. KBLP LLC 4 on YouTube. Make sure you go check that out. It's pretty awesome. KBLP podcast on YouTube. Make sure you check that out. So I guess if you put flat Earth in your description, you'll get all kinds of people over coming to talk to you about it, coming to tell you that you're wrong, or you're crazy, or you're drinking 40s or something. I don't drink, guys. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do any of that. Okay, I just want to make that a point. That'd be one of my questions, because they were saying that because we live in Colorado, and reefer is legal here. It's like medical marijuana and medicinal marijuana, and it's legal, so you can use it here in Colorado. So no, I don't do marijuana, and I don't drink, guys. So I just want to let everybody know, and I don't do drugs. But every time a flat earther talks, they say, "Oh, you're high on this, you're drunk, whatever." It's stupid some of the times. That's why they get kicked out of chats all the time. Not because they're the best debater in the world, or they have the best questions, but Iron Flat Earth, he actually has a good comment right there. He says the men that dreamed up the spinning ball theory were not very learned. And if you think about Einstein, from my understanding, I think he only went to the 5th grade, and he was dyslexic. And no, I'm not trying to put him down. I'm just saying that he wasn't as smart as, I think that people now are actually even smarter than Einstein was. So I know that's a big claim, but I think that there's I'm not saying me, but I think that there's a lot of intelligent people, and I think that they're and I'm talking about before that, like what Iron Flat Earth said, the men that that taught about the round Earth model. So that's a pretty cool observation there, man. Thank you. And I have to take that into account and think about it more. Let me see. I know there was a bunch that I wanted to get back to, but like I said, we had to kick a bunch of people out. But it's part of doing these broadcasts, so it's nothing new. It's nothing that hurts your feelings or anything. It was actually last night after I did that, I actually felt really good about the podcast, and I still feel really good. Oh, so okay, so Scott Parker last night brought up the government, the Chinese government landing on the dark side of the moon. The Chinese government is not on the dark side of the moon. I'm just gonna let everybody know that now. The Chinese are not on the dark side of the moon. That's just smoke and mirrors, guys. That's all it is. Um, they're not there. They're not there, guys. I mean, if we can't get to the moon, how are the Chinese going to get to the moon? And America has the best technology in the world. Come on, face it. We have the best technology in the world, and you're going to tell me that we can't leave lower Earth orbit, but China can. Something's wrong there. Something's not like a Russian vid says. Something's not passing the smile test. Shout out Russian vid. He makes some great videos. He made one last night while I was on live, and I didn't get a chance to. I watched it today. So once again, if you catch this now, awesome. Leave a comment, say hi. If you catch it later, leave a comment, say hi, so I know you were around. I know you. Make sure you put a like on it. Make sure you like it, so I know that. And if you can, hit that little subscribe button. That would be awesome if you could do that. Water sticks to the globe. I'm not going to even say anything about that. Last night was just I just wanted to let people know about the flat Earth situation, and it wasn't a Q&A last night, but I said I would come back and I would answer some of the questions. So I'm here today. They always say that I've heard it many places. Every time a flat earther comes out and says something, they always run away. I'm not running away. I'm right here, guys. I'm right here. If you want to join the comments again, cool. I'm here. Join in, say what's up. I'm here. Ike Diaz live. Messing with me. Oh, I like to use these little phrases, and I've been listening to one of these songs, and I like this phrase, and now I can't remember it. I was going to say it on the air like the whole time. Oh, I know what it is. I listened to Richie from Boston to get the scoop, or give me the scoop. So, so really, like, people always get. So the other question I wanted to get to, I just saw it right now. It's kind of funny because it's easier like when you have like a lot of people asking questions. And I was getting all kinds of inboxes. I was like kind of shocked. I was like, oh shoot, I was trying to keep up there because I'm not used to it. I usually do the videos and like hardly nobody talks, and then after you'll get 100 comments, or the other video I got like 500 comments or something like that. So this other one I want to get to is it's funny. It's kind of corny. Is people always say, oh, if the Earth was flat, somebody's gonna fall off. Nobody's gonna fall off. We're surrounded by a wall of ice, and nobody's gonna fall off. Nobody could afford to get to Antarctica unless you're in the UN and it's like 47 countries or something. You're not gonna get to. You have to study the flat Earth model. Just to there's different forms of the flat Earth model. Everybody's always asking about the flat Earth model, and so there's different forms of the flat Earth model, and so that's why I don't like questions like that. So right here he says that Iron Flat Earth. I'm gonna go back to him. If the Earth was a ball, you would slide off and fall off the bottom. And it's kind of real. I know everybody says it's gravity and it's atmosphere, and that's what keeps us pasted to the Earth. But does that really make any sense, guys? And I know, before you understand the flat Earth model, yeah, everybody thinks you're gonna fall off the Earth. But when you figure out how the flat Earth model works, then you realize that you've been lied to. You've been lied to with the ball model, guys. You've been lied to with the ball model, flat Earth model. So you're not gonna fall off. And like I said, I'm gonna put the links in there. I didn't get a chance last night. I'm gonna put the links to all these different videos that shows you a lot about what I'm talking about, guys. So as soon as I can, I will put that in there. I will put the links in the description for you. And to answer this question again, if I have a P9 or P1000, I don't have a P1000. I have a P900, but I'm working my way up to a P1000. I want to have both cameras. So I just wanted to answer that question again. I know we talked about it last night, because you could do so much with those cameras, and you can see so far. And it's not a mirage. It's not a mirage. No. So I listen to people like Richie from Boston. Give me the scoop. I'm actually using that on the chorus line, ODD TV. So shout out to ODD TV. I'm putting that on one of my choruses. I listen to Richie from Boston to give me the scoop. I think it's so cool. So here's I don't know who mentioned it. So I found out because I've been looking through the mud floods, and from my understanding, some of these, even after the mud floods, some of these rivers ran north. So that's what made me get into these mud floods and start looking through the information on them, because it's like. So this is something I'm checking out, guys. It's not something like I'm not completely convinced on, or I completely know all the information on, but I am looking into the information on it, so I could come back and I could tell you what I found out about it. You know, so because I'm gonna do, like I said, I'm gonna do a mud flood podcast. That way I could let everybody know what information I find out, because that mud flood stuff is pretty interesting. It's pretty deep. It's pretty like. There's so much information on it. It's like pretty crazy. And I do want to say thank you to everybody, because last night, however the podcast went, however people feel about it, I got like over 20 subscribers. So I was pretty happy, because usually when I do a podcast, I might get like 1 or 2 new subscribers. But I might get 1 or 2 subscribers, but I got over 20 subscribers last night. So I'm pretty happy. Like I said, this is a new channel. So like I said, I last night I got like 10 to 15 people live, and a couple people kind of made fun and stuff like that. So the P900, that's fine. We'll get that out the way. So I'm going to talk about that real quick. I don't know if I did already, but so one of the people, they were like, oh, there's only 10 people viewing. Well, I was happy, to be honest with you, because I don't even have 1,000 subscribers yet, and there was 10 people viewing, and that's nothing to brag about, but I was pretty happy about it, because I see people with like 200,000 subscribers, and they only got like 200 people listening when they go live. So I don't feel bad. I look at the numbers and I'm like, hey, that's pretty decent. I don't even have 1,000, and I have that many people listening. Like right now, I only have 3 people listening. It was up to like 7 a minute ago, but hey, Trent, how's it going, bud? Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being here last night too, man. You're cool, man. I appreciate you checking out the content and listening to the podcast, the broadcast, man. So yeah, you guys threw me off track there for a second, but see, that's right, Jimbo. I'm just gonna bring this up with Jimbo. Theory still does not mean fact. It doesn't. So people were taught gravity as a fact, and it's just not the truth. It's just not the truth. Yeah, I recommend this right here. Karen B put a really good video out of Owen Benjamin. That's who my buddy's talking to, because we're gonna do a live broadcast together. She did a video on it, and I recommend it too. Watch the Karen B video, Owen Benjamin. It's pretty good. And like the only reason I brought Owen Benjamin up because I didn't know who he was, and I saw that he was getting his feelings were kind of hurt. And he was kind of depressed over it. And I've been going through it. But last night, I've been going through it. I've been going through it. I'm like, we've been deceived. We've been lied to. Man, this hurts. I can't believe they could do this to us. And then last night after I did my, I guess you call it a testimonial. I tried to do it. I tried to do it in like 10 or 15 minutes, but it ended up being 2 hours because of all the questions. But anyway, that is, check it out. It's pretty deep. It's pretty interesting. So I've watched, I've done flat Earth stuff on our podcasts, but I try to keep it away from there because we do a lot of different podcasts that are not related to flat Earth. So I try to keep my flat Earth stuff separate from the KBLP podcast, KBLP LLC. But excuse me. As far as looks like the sun's coming outside, but it's been snowing all morning since I think I woke up about 5 in the morning. It's been snowing all day, all morning. It's already noon, over past lunchtime, almost 1 o'clock, and it's still snow. It's still snowing, but the sun's out. I had a really good question that I wanted to answer, and I forgot. Excuse me. These guys went, and these guys were in their own conversation. I was trying to do the thing, and then I was popping in and out of the chat. It was pretty hilarious, some of the stuff last night. But like I said, when I got done, I just had like this relief. Like, man, it's like, jeez. I've already got it out. Everybody knows that I'm on the flat Earth side. You know what I mean? This was kind of funny right here because I remember being a kid in Colorado. Used to be able to do this. A 50 cal straight up, then run. No axle rotation to save you. Jeez. It's because I got to get further along. There was a lot of questions. As far as the water thing, they kept trying to say last night that water bends. Like, I heard it 3 or 4 times. Water does not bend; it's level. Once water's set, it's level. There's no bending in water. It streams, but there's no bending in water. So I just want to, that'll be my water levels. It always levels out. Water always levels out, guys. But these guys kept saying, "Oh yeah, if you put it in a 2-liter container, it bends." And yeah, it's forced to bend, but it's not. Yeah, Mars is a light. See, I'm gonna get into Mars in a second. All those planets are lights. They're like, even like the moon is like, it's a. I think it's just a light source, some kind of light source. Like I've had points where I'm like, where I've looked at it and it's I with my own eyes, it seems like I can see through it. It's crazy. So we were talking about books last night, and I want to answer this question because actually, just about a month ago, I just bought a book offline. So I try to support everybody on, if they're selling books or whatever. I try to support them, and I bought a book about a month ago, to be honest with you. So I do got another book. This is an e-online book, so I've already read the whole book. It's an awesome book, but I'm not. It's not this book wasn't even about flat Earth, but it's really about everything behind the scenes. So you put that together with flat Earth, and you come up with a lot of different things. I really want to give a shout out to the Fullerton Informer. So if you guys don't know who that is, go to his page and subscribe to him. Follow him, the Fullerton Informer. He has a lot of information on 5G because I've been doing a lot of research on 5G. I just want to throw that in there. I think he just went live too. I'm not for sure. Let me check real quick. I haven't had a chance to watch him, but I know it popped up right here. I don't know if it was 1 hour ago. The deal of the week, the Fullerton Informer. He usually does about an hour video, so it's probably over by now, but I would check that out. Oh, here's the one I was talking about, A Plain Truth. Make sure you go check him out. It's flat, guys. It's flat. We kept going back and forth. These guys saying they were doing their research. Ron Simmons from I can't. I get worried because you get copyrights right away if you play any videos on YouTube. You know what I mean. So I'm real careful about that. Let's see real quick. So I'm gonna just show it. I didn't get a chance to do it last night because I was talking and trying to look at Arnett and Rob Simmons, sorry. Look at Arn Anderson. That was one of my favorite wrestlers. DDT, Four Horsemen. Right here, guys. I don't really want to click on it because NASA's Robert Simmons admits Ball Earth images are Photoshopped. So I just wanted to show you guys this. You know what I mean? No photographs of Earth. Flat. NASA's Robert Simmons, aka Blue Marble, admits no photographs of Earth. You can look this up yourself. You can Google it. You can look it up yourself. You can go to the NASA website. There's nothing to stop you from that. You know, this came up over and over last night, and the guy said, "Oh, I looked. Those are real pictures." For real. Two of the guys that we had say goodbye to last night. They were saying, "No, I looked already. I looked. Those are real photos." NASA's Robert Simmons admits to faking globe Earth, rare audio, flat Earth. It just goes on and on. But this came from the NASA website, so there's nothing that I could really say beyond that. You know what I mean? I see there's some other ones, and then this is the other guy from NASA that says we can't get out of lower Earth orbit or lower Earth. Oh, see, I can't talk today. Lower Earth orbit. NASA admits no man on moon yet, or does it? See, look at all these pictures of the Earth. See, I gotta go. I had where all my pictures are at. I got all kinds of pictures. I have to get to that so I can show them better. Show them better for you. But I just seen this right here. I'm gonna have to watch that. But there you go for you guys that were complaining last night about. You guys did the research. You guys looked into it. Let me see. I want to play this for you guys, but well, you guys can get it. You guys, if you guys want the link, I'll put these in the link. I'll put the best one in the link. I'd have to switch the audio on here so you guys can hear it anyway. So it wouldn't come out that good anyway. So, but just go to this. NASA's Robert Simmons admits Ball Earth images are photoshopped. The Earth is flat. Flat Earth. NASA's Robert Simmons, aka Mr. Blue Marble, that's what they call him, admits no photographs of Earth, guys. This is 3 years ago, dude, and people are still denying it that it's not true. I'm like, if NASA or a government agency is putting this information out, why are people not listening to it? I mean, don't get me wrong. I went for years where I didn't listen to it. This thing came upon me kind of out of the blue, you know. So I'm on number 8. Like, these guys were going off last night, but nah, they don't want to come today, huh? They don't want to come. I told them I'll be back at it today. They want to come back and talk a little more. I'll talk a little more today. Last night I was really tired and I just wanted to do a 10, 15-minute video, and ended up being 2 hours. It would have been 3 hours, but I was having a problem. It was having a problem loading up, guys. So it probably would have been a 4-hour video if I would have kept going. My head was hurting. I was tired. I was like, "Jeez, these guys are asking the same old stupid questions from 5 years ago that I've seen over and over." Like, they didn't really present no new. They didn't really ask any new questions that I haven't seen. So I just kind of like blew it off. See, okay, so here's what I want: the Lake Humpty thing. I have to look this up. This is information I don't know about. I talked about the rivers rolling the opposite direction. So I don't know, but I'm gonna look into it, guys. Um, like the Nile, I guess it rolls south now, but I guess it used to roll north, and then like the main river over here by California, I can't remember what it's called, but I guess it goes south when it used to go north on the maps, on the older maps, like from the early 1900s or mid 1900s. It used to go north, and now it's switched around. So, and like I said, I'll repeat it. That's what got me into the shout out Flat Earth Thornton. I do the Flat Earth Northland, and they do the Flat Earth Thornton. So we go back. We're cool. We have our little meetings and stuff and our little meetups. So it's pretty fun. I guess we've been invited to the Fort Collins one, but we've never made it because there's so many of us. I don't want to go down there with like 30, 40 people and be like to get them all scared. So I'm gonna go down by myself one day and go check out their meeting when they have it again. I don't know when that's gonna be, but we have fun because some of them went to like Thornton High School, and some of the people that the Northland Flat Earthers went to Northland High School. So it's like a rivalry thing, but we all agree on the flat Earth, so so it's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm gonna look into the lake things, the Lake Humpty, and I'm gonna look into the rivers going the opposite direction, which really shocks me. Like, to hear that it goes the opposite direction. Like, I get really like Apollo mission photos. Yeah, sure. They're so convincing. You know what I did notice, that it's mostly people like over 40 that like really believe that we went to the moon, and you know what I mean? It's the younger people that are like, they're being programmed to believe that the earth is round and we went to the moon. But a lot of them are breaking out of it. I noticed they're like on the borderline of it all. Oh, I didn't. I always give them a shout out, but True Stream Media. Make sure you check them out. True. I didn't go to their thing. Truth Stream Media. They do awesome podcasts, so I would check them out if I were you. Let me start that over real quick, so because I fast forwarded it. I'm just trying to go through some of those questions real quick, and then I'll finish up. I don't want to turn into a 3-hour, 4-hour broadcast because I got things to do, and it's snowing. And I'm still working on the picture when you first look at it, so you might get some weird pictures. Let's see. I'm trying to get back to the chat. Pop up here. Ike Diaz live. You're live with Ike Diaz. I listen to Richie from Boston to give me the scoop. Okay, I don't know why it's not coming back up, guys. I don't know. Like all these are just like the regular people that stop by. Everybody's cool. Like, oh, sub. Thank you for subbing. It's me, Fade. I'm serious. I got like over 20 subs last night after when I did this video. I was like shocked. I was like, I never get that many subs. I'm close to like 900 subs, so I'm on my way to 1,000. The minutes are like I'm halfway there with the minutes. So thanks for all the support, guys. Like you guys are awesome. Like, you know. Hey, how are you? How are you? My name is Ike Diaz. D-Fire Alv. Is that how you say it? Hopefully I said it right. But how you doing? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I was going through some recap questions from last night because I got a lot of questions, but I can't pull the chat back up for some reason. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know. I'll check right now. If I'm not sub, I'll sub you. If I can get over to it. What kind of content do you do? Like, what kind of content do you have on your channel? D-Fire Alv. Trying to get there. I was trying to find the live thing because hello everyone. Ike Diaz live streams again, CSGO live streams, and later real live streams and vlogs. Oh, that's cool. I'll sub to you if I can get to your dang channel. I'll type that in real quick. And I still have like 2 questions that I was going to answer if I can do. Okay, yeah, cool. Oh, I'm not going to play it now because I don't want to get a copy strike, but I found you. So I found you. I'll come back and I'll sub and I'll play it and I'll like it so you get the sub and the like, because I know if I don't play it, then it will it kicks out the subs and the likes. So you got to watch it for say. It's weird. It's weird because people sub to me all the time. They go, yeah, I sub to you, and I'll be like, oh, cool, and then I find out that they're not on there no more because YouTube kicks people out. But I found it right here. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'm gonna finish up real quick what I'm doing. I'm gonna leave this on here. I'm gonna leave it right here. That way I can go back and I can watch it. And then so check out D-Fire LV. He does video games and stuff, gaming, vlogs. Check him out. See what he does. Help him build his channel up. He got a lot of subs. 600 subs is pretty cool. He's gonna have 601 as soon as I get a chance to subscribe. Yeah, I'll sub. I'll hit the bell button for you, man, and I'll make sure to put a like on it, and I'll watch a couple of the videos, put a like. I just don't want to sub right now and then go back to the what you call it, and then you get kicked out. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're gonna have 601 in a minute after I get done with the podcast, so I'm gonna leave it on here for us. But right on for stopping by. I'm gonna finish up this broadcast real quick. But like I said, it's right here, and I'm gonna leave it on there. Make sure everybody that listens to my channel go by and if you're into the gaming, go by and check out D-Fire LV, D-Fire_LV, and put a like, comment, subscribe to him. That's how you work with people, guys. That's how you try to help each other out. Okay, so my big question, and none of these guys could answer it last night. D-Fire LV, cool, right on. Thank you. As soon as I get done with this, I'll talk to you a little more, and then, like I said, I'll oh, cool. Thank you, D-Fire LV. I'll talk with you later. I'm gonna finish my little recap from last night. I did a. If you can go over to last night's podcast and put a like on there for me. I did a really good broadcast last night and had a lot of people in the chat. So I'm just trying to go back over some questions they had. And then I wanted to talk about going to Mars in 2020, which we're not going to be able to go to America. Thank you, though. Thank you. I'll see you. Okay, so 9 is the big question I had was, why do all globe believers, why are they always fighting with flat earthers? Why are they always getting in an argument with flat earthers? I just don't get it, guys. I really don't understand like last night I kind of got a headache. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with everybody. I listen to 90% flat earthers and about 10 globe believers. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I listen to them. I don't argue with them or nothing. I don't write nothing in their chat. Good job. I tell them good job. Thank you for your podcast. I don't say nothing. I don't get upset with them. But I do kind of get a headache from them. It's because you can listen to them and you can tell they're like brainwashed. Like they believe everything they've been told. So, all right, man. When I see it after I subscribe, it should pop up. So I'll stop by and I'll check it out. I'll check you out live tomorrow. I'll stop by your live so I can check it out. D-Fire LV. I'll stop by and check it out. So, like I said, I don't see, and I watch other flat earthers. I don't see them getting all upset. Like when sometimes I've seen a couple of retaliation videos, not retaliate. I don't know what you want to call them, but where they respond to them, you know what I mean? And they're upset. Yeah, they're upset because these guys call them names. These guys call them this and that, and it's uncalled for. You know what I mean? So, and then now I'm stuck with this guy because I watched a D Marble video that was like 6 months ago, and I probably already seen the video, but then the person he was talking about now it's popping up in my feed. And so I clicked on one of the videos, and this guy just gives me a total headache, man. I can't. Not D Marble. Shout out to D Marble. He's cool. I listen to all his podcasts, but the guy that he's arguing with, kind of gives me a headache. And once I listen to somebody and they downgrade another person on their efforts and what they're trying to do, I kind of don't listen to them no more, to be honest with you. I don't even want to give this guy a shout out because I know I don't have hundreds of thousands of followers or subscribers, but I have a lot of subscribers. And I don't want my subscribers going over and listening to that crap. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even want to say the other guy's name, but shout out D Marble. Go over to D Marble and subscribe to him. You know what I mean? So So yeah, so I wanted to get that out the way. I just don't understand like people in the globe, the heliocentric model family. There's no reason for arguing. There's really not. Let me click out of this again and see if I could bring it back up. Sorry if I get too rowdy. That's the Fullerton Informer right there, guys. He only did a 25-minute. I'm gonna watch it after I get done, or listen to it. He does great broadcasts. This is the Marble right here. This is one I watch right here. President Trump is upset with NASA. You can check that out at Celebrate Truth. See, I don't mind promoting these guys. I'll even promote some globe believers like well, Plain Truth. He's a flat earther, but there's some globe believers I'll even promote. Like, you really want to check out that ODD music, that Ike Dog music. That song right there that's the one that's tight. That Tony Mac, man, he gets down. Globe Busters, I'm really not that up on them guys that much. You know what I mean? I should be. Look at this, 2019 Flat Earth breakout year. That's Ruben Vargas actually right there. That's the MMA fighter, right? It looks like a kid right here, but I'm gonna click on that just for a second. I'll pause it. I don't think that's the same Ruben Vargas, but I'll come back to him. I'll leave that open. Well, he's kind of on the right track. 2019 Flat Earth breakout year, because they're releasing a book from higher as high as the government. You know what I mean? So that they're gonna start releasing the information about the flat Earth to us. You know what I mean? So I'm waiting to see. I want to see how it goes. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I just watched this right here. I hardly watch these guys, but is that the one I watched? Yeah, the newest one I just watched. So I'll come back over here and I'll see if it pops up now. I did not put high chat or nothing. Just wait a second here. See if I can get it to pop back up. Shout out to KBLP LLC 4 on YouTube. Shout out to KBLP LLC podcast on YouTube. Shout out to KBLP LLC on speaker, on iHeartRadio. Okay, there's the question back. So I got one more. I'm gonna do one more question. Just one more question. One more question, and then I'll move on. So I want to talk about the oh, hey Jazzy. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, you know what? My big daughter was supposed to come today. I don't know what happened. Sergeant Liam was supposed to come. My daughter's baby was supposed to come over today. Pockets of the future. Pockets of the future. The Fullerton Reformer. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of promoting for other channels, but the Plain Truth.info. They have a lot of good information, guys. Oh, so all right. So a lot of things. Both sides said, the government lies. From the globalists, the heliocentric believers, and then the flat Earth believers. Both, from both sides, you heard that the government lies, NASA lies. We heard it from both sides. So, so we're both in the same boat, guys. So that's why I said there shouldn't be no. Watching ODD TV and the Marvel is not research. No, the reason I recommend those guys is because they they break you into flat Earth a little easier. I can refer you to Rob Skiba, but Scott Parker, I don't think you're really advanced enough to. Rob Skiba's talks are really intellectual. He's really intelligent, and I don't refer everybody. I like Rob Skiba a lot, but I don't refer anybody over to him right away. Like new people to flat Earth because they just don't understand it and they'll leave right away. You know what I mean? So after they after a person watches ODD TV, D Marvo, Karen B, A Plain Truth, all these different ones, then I'll say go over and start listening to Rob Skiba, and he got hours of material, hours. But I don't send anybody over to Rob Skiba right away because, and it's just too much information for one person. Like, it's just too much, guys. I gotta look outside. Like I said, it's snowing in Colorado. The sun's up. It's already gone. It's over. I was all excited. I thought we was gonna have a blizzard. I thought we was gonna be in a blizzard. It's the first snow we got, and I can't even remember. It's already January. I don't remember the last time it snowed. I don't even know if it snowed. We're in Colorado, and our state boasts of having the most sunny days of the year. It really does. Our state boasts of it. So it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, I'm kind of waiting around. I was hoping these guys would jump back in today because last night I wasn't really going after it like I normally do. Like I really wasn't into it as much as like I normally am. Like as far as being defensive and saying what's really on my mind. Not about making love called a female funk, but I'm really just saying what's on my mind. It's crazy though. It's crazy. I'm trying to look for another comment real quick, guys, so I could see these guys have some. They say it's ignorant. They say they talk all kinds of stuff, and it seems like they don't even listen to anything they're saying. Or they're just plain trolls. You know what I mean? One last question. I know a lot of them are like kind of like talking stuff, but there were some minor stuff I can answer. You know what I mean? But like I said, most of the stuff was just like stuff I had heard over and over. So I was like, I really didn't care. You know what I mean? Everybody, Jimbo, like he said he was a big NASA fanboy. Everybody was into NASA. Like everybody was like NASA was the main thing. You know what I mean? And then there's upsetting. I don't know. I'll do a different NASA video. I did the moon hoax video already with Steph Curry. So if you want to check that out, go back and check it out. It's vlog 3 or vlog 2. I know on my other on KBLP LLC we got like 3,000 podcasts up. On KBLP LLC podcast we have about 100 up. So I'd go by and check those out if you want to. One is the podcast, and then one is like a lot of video shooting I do. Here, I'm trying to find a last question for you real quick. I'm going to take you over here to my Facebook so that you could subscribe to, or to I didn't even look at my messages yet, but yesterday I had like a lot of messages. So for sub premeditated, any others rehearse. I got the verse, so bring it on like Sprite, and we can lace them tonight. Thank you, Antonio. Antonio, he shares our podcast for us. These are our podcasts right here, guys. So if you don't know, so I try to promote it as much as possible while I'm on air. If I don't keep pushing 20,000 buttons, 20,000 leagues under the sea. And then I will be putting those links in there as soon as I get a chance. And then I will put a different photo up for everybody because I don't even know what the photo is going to come out on this one. Hold on just a second. I'm going to fill me up some water and some. So make sure and go here to subscribe to me. I know a lot of people check this out later. So make sure you subscribe to me right here on this one. See, look, I just got a friend request right now. So make sure you subscribe to me on this channel right here. Hey, Susan, how you doing? Thank you for stopping by. Thank you. Were you here last night? Did you get to make it last night? I don't know. I don't know if you were here last night at all. But thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about here in a second, too. Ike Diaz Live. I'll be right back. Check out the Facebook and subscribe. I'll be right back, guys. Ike Diaz Live up in here. Thank you for stopping by. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Ike Diaz Live. I leave it on there so that everybody can subscribe to the Facebook channel. But I really need to be leaving it on my personal. This is our promotional page, but my personal Facebook is Ike Diaz. So you can reach me at Ike Diaz. This is my page right here. You'll be able to see it right off the bat. So right here, make sure and subscribe. Or subscribe, calling it like the. You want to follow or friend me on Facebook? I don't have Twitter to pull up Twitter. Or else I'd pull up Twitter for you. So I'm just trying to go through these on my phone real quick, these questions, because I want to finish it out. I got one more question, and then I want to talk about, I don't know what they're called, but, oh, shit. Make sure to check out KBLP LLC 4 on YouTube, KBLP LLC Podcast on YouTube. Those are our podcasting stations. I hope everybody here can hear me clearly. I just turned up the mic a little bit for you. So I hope everybody hears clearly. Hope everybody could understand me. Feel me? Can you feel me? My nose all. It's snowing outside. I have allergies. It's crazy. Like in an hour, my nose will be. I'll be all cleared out. They were kind of arguing back and forth with each other, like dickering. Like I was like, whatever. Because science lies. They lie to us. Okay, so that teacher that taught you that about the Earth being round, has that teacher ever been to space and looked at the Earth from space? That's what I want to know. That's the craziest thing. So the gov tells the schools what to teach, right? And then the teachers teach it, and everybody's just supposed to say, okay, cool. We have to believe whatever we're taught. That's called indoctrination, which everybody knows about. I try to stay away from some of the words that, like I said, because I think a lot of people that are going to come here are new flat earthers, and I don't want to discourage anybody. You know, I want people to move on and, look into flat earth. Look into flat earth. If you later on become a flat earther, if you want to talk to me directly, I always give out my number, 720-298-2121. That's 720-218-2121. You have to leave a voicemail, and my secretary, she'll get back to you. And then I'll follow up with the call, guys. So I will respond. So 720-298-2121. My secretary, Stephanie, she'll get back to you. And then Stephanie, or my other secretary, Denise Harris, she does our podcast. Darlene. Stephanie or Darlene, they're both my secretary. One of them will get back to you and then let you know when I will be calling you, so you can be ready for the conversation. Because I don't like to text. I don't like to really chat on the internet. I'm not into all that, guys. So I'd rather talk in person. So if you'd like to be a guest on one of the podcasts, just let me know. I don't know. I'm not finding what I was looking for last night. Maybe it was from some of the guys that got erased. You got erased. Right here, Wingnut said he did the research. I just showed everybody. Where's it at? I must have went off of it, but he did the research on Robert Simmons. God, people are dopes. I know. I'm talking stuff, and I was upset because they were talking stuff about me. You know what I mean? The Earth is flat, and that's a fact. These guys that were on here, they're probably still sleeping off their hangover from last night, being all drunk, talking all kinds of stuff. I was up at 5 a.m. I was ready to do a podcast at 5. I was like, where are these fools at now? No, I'm just joking. So I'll leave it. I'll leave it with this last question. This a lot of people always say take a physics or astronomy class. Okay, guess what? I have, guys. I have, and I'm not going to do it again for a ballers, or you know what I mean? Because I could sit here and I could talk about, like I said, refraction. I could sit here and talk about the curvature. I could talk about 8 inches square per mile. I could talk about the atmosphere. I could talk about how, people wonder why. Um, so this kind of fits the globe Earth model, but you got the moon and the sun, and then when the sun hits the atmosphere, it lights everything up blue on the Earth because there's an atmosphere, right? But in the sky, everything behind the sun is black, right? So it don't make sense. But if there's an atmosphere, then it lights up the sky. But really, is there an atmosphere? Do we know that for a fact? So it works for the globe model, but it also works for the flat Earth model because they say there's an atmosphere. They say that we have an atmosphere. They say that other planets have atmosphere, but do we know that? So I'll lead off with that. I'm not gonna. I've already took physics, and I've already took and I study around physics, around all this stuff still because I do the research. So I'm still studying it because I still have to use. The research I do. I still have to do research from um, the scientific world, and then I have to use research from the real world, the common sense world. When you walk outside and you decide whether the world is flat or the world is round, according to the way you feel, about it. It's not about the way another person feels because they're going to come on here and they're gonna try to change your mind. Our trolls are going to come on here and say, and they have no clue what they're talking about. You know what I mean? There's so many trolls out there. It's so crazy. With me, people know about me. People know who I am. People do the research. And so they won't say a lot of mean stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like in the chat, like overboard, because they know that I'm a pretty cool dude. Let's just put it like that. I'm a pretty cool dude. So everybody's pretty cool with me. Even if they disrespect a little, like last night, they didn't get overboard. I just didn't like being called ignorant. You know what I mean? Because I do a lot of research. I do study. I read every day. Yeah, I talk with the neighborhood accent a little bit, but but a lot of people do. So those are my 10 questions. There were some more, but like I said, I was hoping these guys could get back on here and try to reiterate their conversation. But like I said, I think they're probably still drunk on a hangover or doing whatever they're doing. You know what I mean? I know they'll get back on. We had jobs, man. We had to go to jobs. I already went to a job, came home, and I'm doing a broadcast again live, man. Where you at, player? Happy afternoon. Okay, so I'm gonna get over to the Trump thing real quick. Is that what I wanted to get into? I'm not gonna take too much time on that, guys. The Q&A is what I really wanted to knock out the way. Oh, yeah, I got one more thing before I go over to the Trump thing. The Trump thing. The Trump thing. KBLP LLC 4 on YouTube, KBLP LLC on Speaker, iHeart, Spotify, Pandora, SoundCloud, all those places. Just check it out everywhere. Download it, iTunes, anything. There's so many great podcasts. You'll be so impressed with the podcasts that come out. Like, I'll just go to it real quick right here. Planet B.O.B. Get your bug out bags ready. We don't know what's coming. How to bug out bags ready. Ecto, another great one. Sports with Denise Harris. WTFs. There's the sports. We got the freak, Chris Stevens, the freak in the basement. There's a lot of stuff. This is Julian Trujillo. He's a local artist. He's a straight flat earther. I didn't know. He started posting flat earth stuff, and I was like, whoa. It just like right out the blue. I'm a menace to the game. Shout out to Angel Cruz. I'm a menace to the game. This is that blood moon from the other night, guys. Is that interesting or what? My buddy posted it. DA Dub. Shout out DA Dub. Oh, there I go losing track again. Oh, so what I wanted to ask everybody was what's the deal with oh, I don't like her. She is creepy. She scares me. Oh, it must be playing on the down. I'm gonna have to exit out of that real quick. That little poppy thing, poppy. Oh man, that little thing is creepy. That little girl, I don't know if that's a girl or a boy, but it's creepy. I stay away from that. Tell my kids not to ever watch her. So, I know they're called. What are they called? They're called these things right here. See, like here's mine right here. There's a picture of me, and it says the universe according to Ike, right? So I look at all these, and I'm like, I'm like, I'm like, oh, I was gonna put up. That's crazy. This is the same guy's name, Vargas. I'm gonna have to listen to that. Let him see. Yeah, it has to be him because I'm subscribed to him. Yeah, it's him. This is the MMA fighter, guys. Yeah, it's him. He looks like a young kid right there in that picture. That's why I was like, I don't know where he's from, to be honest with you. Ruben Vargas, he's an MMA fighter. Check him out. He's a flat earther. See, I'm subscribed, so I knew that was him. Now, that's the only reason I think he'd pop up in my feed. No. My point I was trying to make though is what are these called? These are called what do they call them? I don't know. They're just so goofy. Some of them, man. Look, I use my real name, Ike Diaz. You know what I mean? That's my real name. You know, so I look at some of these like this flat Earth. I don't matter the flat Earth ones, but can't even read that. Marari. I was trying to read some in the comments the other day, and I was like, "What the heck are these? Some of these names." Is this like Grants? If you boil it down, Grandpa 2012, Japanda 2012. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying, guys. What's the deal with those? Like, I guess they're called. If somebody sees a letter, put it in the chat for me so I know what they are. Because I know a lot of people are going to listen to this video later. Like I said, when I put these videos up, over the next couple of weeks, I'll get hundreds of listeners and likes and stuff. So I guess I'll finally get over to the Trump NASA thing. So this is the Trump thing right here. That's him with his wife. I don't really know who the person next to him is. Donald Trump nearly derailed a televised call to the International Space Station after he got distracted first by a sudden fantasy of going to Mars before the end of his first term in the White House, and then by a trip to the bathroom to check his reflection in the mirror, according to a team of Vipers in new books by Cliff Sims, who worked as commissions official for Trump on a presidential campaign in the West Wing. When I listened to Celebrate Truth, he said that when Trump went to the bathroom, he asked him, "Do we got enough money to give him to go to Mars?" I don't know if that's true or not. I have to read more into this, guys. I have to read more about this. But from my understanding is that he got upset with NASA because You know, they can't get to the moon. They can't get to Mars. He wanted, okay, so here's the deal. He wanted them to get to Mars by 2020 before re-election. Imagine that. He wanted one person on Mars by 2020 before the election. And you know what that's about. It's just politicking, guys. He's just trying to get reelected. I'm not saying he's going to get reelected or he's not. You know what I mean? That's up to the voters. You know what I mean? That's really not up to the voters. That's up to that little the inner circle thing they got that votes in whoever it is. They always say it's the voters that put them in. It's the populist vote, guys, that puts them in. Has nothing to do with us. Isn't that funny? We're talking about E equals MC squared, and look what they put up right here. Hotel EMC. That's a trip, guys. So that's my thing with Donald Trump. When you look at the video, when I was watching the video, in my mind, if I didn't know Ivanka Trump was his wife, I would have thought that the woman to his left was his right wife, and the one to the right was his daughter. But that's his wife, Ivanka Trump, who is pretty famous, I guess, for being a model. And like I said, he's upset with NASA for not getting us to the moon. And I watched several of these videos right here. See these videos right here? Let's see, is it coming up on the, I don't know. Hopefully you guys can see it on the screen. Yeah, okay, so right there. I watched several of these videos, and they actually show like little cuts in them, like every 20, 30 seconds. They have to like edit them. It's crazy. Why would they have to edit them? I know they're out in outer space, but if you're recording them, how are they editing them when they're doing live feeds? I don't get that. So they're like, you can see they're being chopped. So that's my thing there. President Trump's upset because he's offered them unlimited funding to go to Mars in his first term, but he wants him to get there by 2020, and it's not going to happen. And then you got Elon Musk, you got Google, you got all those places that are trying to do the same thing. They want to get to Mars. They're not. Then they're saying that early 2020s they're going to be going to Mars. You know, so we'll see what happens there. You know, we'll see what happens there with that. So it's like everything's up in the air, like with politics, like with anything, guys. Right now, everything's up in the air. Like with the government shutdown, with I know a lot of people are complaining because there's a government shutdown and things are still rocking and rolling, which is cool. Things should be rocking and rolling. Like every government program is not going to be shut down, you know. So so this is just kind of funny, you know, because the reason I say this, like I said, I've watched a lot of these. I've seen the trickery they do in it, where they have the cables up here and they have the green screen. You guys got to look into those videos. They're crazy. I know a lot of people could like chop them up and do. There's some talented people that could do a lot of stuff with them, but you know, like there's that they're doing it themselves, guys. They're doing it themselves, and they're putting out these videos, and they're gonna get better and better to where we don't even know that they're doing it. You know what I mean? They're gonna have it so down packed that we're not gonna know that they're fooling us. You know what I mean? We're being fooled. And that's part of the awakening and coming to the conclusion that you're being fooled with these things, with these things that are going on, guys. And I don't mean to make anybody upset by just saying that, but I'm just telling the honest truth. I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything or make anything, you know, look any different than what it really is. This is our new podcaster, Zach Morrison. He'll be on Saturday. That's his first podcast. So Did pretty good so far. So far, so good. That's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome, Zach. Congratulations, player. You can also catch him at Vlad Brad on YouTube. He has his own YouTube channel, so make sure you go check him out. He does a really good show on YouTube. So I'm gonna bring this to an end. I just wanted to bring up the I was hoping to get a call in. I got a call, but I don't know if it's the I didn't leave a message. Oh wait, I got the text too. The Ike Diaz live. You know what's funny is that I think that YouTube like chops up the video. Like yesterday, the video, I remember it saying like 2 minutes and or 2 hours and 20 minutes. And then when I was completely done, it said 2 hours and 1 minute. You know what I mean? So I think YouTube like cuts stuff out of it. Like I have to go back and really listen to it. When they do it quick because they upload fast, so it's like it's crazy. But then when I was watching the guy do his thing just a few minutes ago, he did say that they're taking away some stuff and they just pull it right off of your video. So it's pretty. I was pretty crazy when I heard him say that. They can just pull stuff right out of your video. Like if you can go to other websites and put stuff on your video. From what I understand, I'm not that great at this stuff, but you can go to other websites and put things on your video. And then sometimes YouTube don't agree with it, so they'll pull it off your video, and then it'd be gone. So you have to go back and look at if you use that stuff. I don't know what it was called. I never used it before, so I don't know what it is. But if you have used it before, you should go back and you should check out. You should check out what it was. You know, just in case you have it on your video, because if you used it to enhance your video, then your video may not look as good as you originally. I just came here. I need to get a new work truck, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really need to get a new work truck. That's really nice right there. I love Jeeps. We live in Colorado. I get a Jeep all the time. I don't have a Jeep right now, but I get one all the time. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, guys. If you have any questions, please let me know. Please inbox me. I gave out my number, so make sure I'm gonna put links as soon as I get the time, guys. Don't expect the links right away because I have a lot of links that I'm gonna put in there, and I was trying to put them in. Let's see. I was trying to remember how. Let's see. So I'm gonna try to link this one real quick while we're on live. See what I mean? Like, but really, you know what I keep forgetting to mention is we also have a Facebook page, KBLP LLC. This is it right here. Make sure you go to KBLP LLC. You can check out all our podcasts. You can check out all the other stuff we upload. We upload a lot of, or we post a lot of cool stuff on there. It's a great group. We got a lot of good members, and we rock and roll in there. We party in there. We have a good time, guys. So once again, keep good care of everybody. Watch out for, like I said last night, I only brought it up briefly. Martial law, you know what I mean? They're messing with us on the amendments, and you know what amendment I'm talking about. Don't let them take them away from us, because if martial law comes, don't go with them. Please get your BOB together and do what you got to do for your family. You know what I mean? I got water stacked up. I got food stacked up. You know what I mean? I'm prepared for at least 30 days. You know what I mean? Because they used to say, yeah, have food and water supplies for up to 72 hours. That's not true. You got to have food and water for 30 to 60 days. You don't know when they're coming back. And then that document that they put out that Michelle's talking about, right here, she's talking about that document. It's a 94-page document, and it says we could lose power in America for up to 6 months. But that's another thing I got to get into. Another thing I want to bring, that's why I gave the Fullerton Informer a shout out. He went on right now, so I didn't get into it, but I'm going to talk about 5G. I've talked about it on KBLP LLC podcast, but we just saw another 5G tower go up, like about, I want to say 7 blocks from my house, guys. And that wasn't there 2 weeks ago. And now it's up, huge old monster tower. Like you can't miss it now. Like when you're driving that way, you can't miss it. And it wasn't there a month ago, and now it's up. So later on, I'm going to talk about 5G. I'm going to get into mud floods, which I'm really studying. But there's so much information. Oh, static in the attic. That's what you guys want to check out with the mud flood stuff. I barely got up on him. He was sending the information out to content creators. I didn't get it, but because I had just tuned into him just like 3-4 days ago, I think. But I've been watching the mud floods for the last 2-3 weeks since D Marble and Lopez did the live broadcast. So that's when I got up on that, and then like I said, what caught me was the upflowing rivers going north, and that's what brought me into it, just to research more about it. And now I've already went around Denver looking at all these places, and I'm like thinking, how could the way they're shaped, these things were like they had another level or 2 levels to these houses and these buildings. Some of these older ones. Even the Capitol could have been. He said, I don't think it was static in the attic, but there was another guy. He said that the Capitol didn't look like it, but I thought it did because it had like windows about 4 or 5 feet down. I'm just guessing, so I'm not for sure. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna wrap this up. Ike Diaz live. Thank you for tuning in. Keep having it all week. If you guys come back, if you guys that were in the chat last night, you guys come back, just drop your questions. I'll make sure I'll try to respond to you as soon as possible. As long as they're decent questions and they're not contradicting. No, I'm just joking. If they're not radical or rude or impolite or anything like that, I'll answer all the questions, guys. And then I have to come back over here and subscribe to this other channel. So I told him I would. So once again, Ike Diaz live, KBLP LLC. Hold on a second. The Wolf Street Report. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. But I like the movie The Wolf of Wall Street. I could tell you that. I didn't want to, because I don't know what it ends on, so I'm going to change the picture anyway, so. Ike Diaz live. Make sure to look out for me for my next podcast. Like I said, I got mud floods coming up. I got 5G coming up. I got a few things coming up. I got a guest coming up, so we're trying to work that out with the guest, and that's going to be pretty cool. I'm trying to get a lot of guests on here. I used to have a lot of guests on my old podcast, but I'm losing my dang voice right now. Excuse me. But I'm trying to build that back up to where we start getting more guests in. But once again, thanks, guys. Have a great evening, and I appreciate everybody who came in. We only had like 7 or 8 people come in today. Like I said, I'm happy because I'm not even at 1,000 subscribers, and to get that many people, that's pretty awesome, guys. So have a great evening. Thank you all that stopped by. Susan, Dazzy, Ike, D-Fire. Who else was it? Beth, Trent, a couple other people. But right on, guys. Thank you, and make sure you check out KBLP LLC, guys. Have a good night. The Ike Diaz live show on YouTube. Later.